All right, Teddy, thank you very much. And next up for Zeb Judah could be Sean Bay Mitchell, then maybe Costa Zoo. The only guy that gives him a lot of problems, and we've been talking about this, is Shane Mosley. And that's at the very top of the food chain, as Zeb Judah would say. Yes, Friday Night Fights, presented by Miller High Life. John Molnar versus Nick Acevedo next. We'll be back.
Are you ready to see yourself as others see you?
I didn't know it was so gray.
Now escape that old gray look with new Just for Men. More than a hair color, it's the Rejuvenator. Just for Men shampoos away gray in 5 easy minutes and now has vitamins. It brings back a thicker, healthier look that's completely natural.
I like what I see.
Just for Men. More than a hair color, it's the Rejuvenator.
What's in the bag, Howie?
Just some cool new stuff.
Fights presented by Miller High Life. John Molnar and Nick Acevedo are set to go a 10-round welterweight matchup. Acevedo coming in here, the record of 10-0, 7 knockouts. And he shares something in common with Molnar. He hasn't been past 6 rounds. So if he goes up to 10, it's a big step for him. John Molnar is a 3-time New Jersey Golden Gloves champion, and in his 16 fights, never been past the 6. So attrition, a big factor, perhaps in this one. Molnar from Middletown, New Jersey. As they come together, they'll get the final instructions now. They tap. We're ready to go. There's Molnar going back to his corner. Middletown, New Jersey product. You saw him warming up, and Nick Acevedo, the game face. Let's see if these guys pace themselves for a 10-rounder. Lindsey Page is your referee. I'm Dave Fontempo along with Teddy Atlas.
Both guys had good amateur backgrounds.
Now you see that translated into their pro styles. When you've been a Golden Gloves champion, you just learn a lot of things, a lot of discipline in the amateur ranks, and a lot of fundamentals.
The scouting reports would tell you that Acevedo might have a little bit more ability as far as power, as far as pure ability. But Molnar is going to look to box, I believe, pick a spot, and maybe test some resolve later on.
Acevedo scores with a couple. Molnar trying to use the ring. Good jab by Acevedo. And Molnar instantly answers back.
A lot of inactivity in Acevedo's career. Had 3 spots. Missed a year, missed 2.5 years, and missed a year and a half. 5 years of inactivity.
Well, this is the first time in his career he's had 3 fights in 1 year.
That will happen when you turn pro 18. You don't know what it's about yet. You're a little bit immature, especially when you're coming out of being an amateur star. Your head gets a little big. Nicky Acevedo went through all that. Now he feels he's got that behind him.
Nick Acevedo fighting for the 2nd time in 34 days. That's the quickest spread in his career between fights. So that could indicate some rhythm, and that he's going to get some momentum in the boxing game, as well as the fact we mentioned that it's his 3rd fight in the year 2000, also a career best. So maybe he's got time for 4 or 5 fights this year if he keeps it going. Good body shot by Acevedo.
This is a nice, interesting fight. 2 young, undefeated fighters.
The 2 guys going in the same direction, up.
Right now, the direction they're going in, I don't think it's good for Molnar to stand in front. What I believe is the stronger Acevedo. I believe Molnar should use those legs.
Acevedo scores with a jab, and Molnar trying to pound the body, getting a little bit closer than perhaps his style would indicate he should. But he works it here. Acevedo has scored with some good power shots, but Molnar trying to score with his left hook. So two guys who want to get right at it have set a good pace in this opening round. John Molnar and Nick Acevedo have the crowd into this one.
Only 8 days till the X Games.
I'll be the kid rock trucking with the TVT. Twisted Brown, so stick around and after me. I got a band and slam. Kid rock's the name. So be ready for the X Games. For the X Games.
The X Games, sponsored by Pontiac Aztec, begin August 19th at 2:30 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ABC.
Meet the all-new Aztec. Meet Sam and Kate. They're about to
Do something dirty.
We're not lost. Told you.
right after that, they
Go camping.
What's your move?
Keep your fingers off my pieces.
I'm not cheating. That's not right.
right after that, they quite possibly the most versatile vehicle on the planet. Meet the 2001 Pontiac Aztec.
Second round action, John Molnar of Middletown, New Jersey, in the white trunks with the blue trim versus Nick Acevedo. Scheduled for 10 welterweights. Fast pace in the opening round. Neither guy has been past 6. And in the opening round, some good power by Acevedo, and it translated into his punches landed, but even in percentage of punches landed. Big shot, and Molnar is down. And Molnar, that's why he said he shouldn't stand in front of Acevedo. As I said earlier, Acevedo is the stronger guy. And Acevedo threw a nice counter left hook because Molnar started from a little too far away. You don't want to start punches from too far away. You know why? You leave gaps. What a pretty shot by Acevedo. Molnar bounced up, but given quite a lesson that you cannot afford to make a mistake against Acevedo. And the mistake was Molnar trying to throw something from a little too far out. Left room for that counter left hook. You can get away with it in some fights earlier in your career, but when you step up, the better fighters will make you pay. And you know what? He's paying for it again. Big shots again by Acevedo as they try to mix it up. Molnar reached in with the right hand, and that's exactly what you want to do if you want to get caught at counter left hook. And Acevedo happens to have a good counter left hook. But Molnar didn't take anything from that knockdown in terms of adjusting his style. He continues to go right at Acevedo. He's not experienced enough yet. He's a gutsy kid, thinks with his heart more than his brain sometimes. To win this fight, as I said earlier, I think he's going to have to fight a very disciplined fight plan. So as he got tagged, he gets angry and comes on and gets caught some more. He's not thinking like a pro. A pro will think about, what did I do wrong? Let's make sure we don't do that again. Not just getting him back, but how to get him back. So a little machismo, you have to battle that when you're in there. Hold down the back. Don't give a lot of stuff going on in the sweet science. Acevedo with some shots. And right now for Molnar, it's been the bittersweet science. Molnar, to win this fight, is going to have to do one of two things, I believe, right now, Dave. He's going to have to fight a real disciplined fight of boxing. Getting off, getting out, using his legs, which he seems to have a little bit quicker legs than Acevedo. Or get into a fight where maybe he outguns Acevedo. And you know what? That's dangerous. Because I don't know if he can survive that. It has not happened for him so far. So Acevedo with some fireworks in round 2.
Even when a man has his toolbox handy, isn't it nice to turn to this all-purpose helper? The High Life man knows that if the pharaohs had duct tape, the Sphinx would still have a nose. We salute you, duct tape. You help a man get to Miller time.
There in the corner of John Molnar after he was dropped in round 2. Watch this right uppercut by Molnar from too far away. And a left hook counter. Just the way you draw it up on the chalkboard if you're teaching a fighter how to counter. right uppercut should not be thrown from this far away. Too much space. And that's what happens if the guy throws the counter. Guess what? Nick Acevedo threw the counter. And when you're as schooled as Acevedo is, when he saw the shoulder dip, that was like a press conference to him, illustrating that the uppercut was coming, and he took full advantage. Quite a round for Nick Acevedo. And now Molnar, as he starts this round, trying to use the legs a little bit. But he'll need to jab off of that and get into his offense. Oh, you got to punch and move. If you just move, the guy will track you down and not worry about anything coming. Well, Acevedo with a huge round, and there's a knockdown in there and some power shots. Molnar is answering in terms of volume, but not precision. Right now, Acevedo is showing good vision. What I mean by that is he sees everything at the right distance, and he's able to time Molnar with the jab. Molnar continues to try to dig to the body after he's been down. Where is he trying to go with that? Well, obviously, he's not a big puncher, Molnar. Maybe he figures to the body. If you catch him right, you can slow down the man a little bit. But he has to be careful, because going to the body means usually you're getting close. And I don't think he wants to be close too often with the strong Acevedo. Hey, you're not the big puncher. You shouldn't be in there. That's why it's a little strange that he would continue, and he gets caught again with a pair of Acevedo shots. Acevedo doubling up on the hook. Molnar needs to get off first and then get out. And because Acevedo's been making him pay, get off first and get out quick. Good jab by Acevedo. Hook again by Acevedo as Molnar trying to get inside. Molnar loading up a little bit on those shots. That's going to leave even more space for counter punches. And Acevedo already shown he can do some good countering. Hey, if a guy is quick enough, he will make you pay for the loading up. And Acevedo has shown to be of sufficient speed to do that. Let me tell you something, Dave. As I said earlier, Molnar, I believe, to win this fight, should pop. Get off, get out, not stay in front of Acevedo. But there is a scenario where he can do it the wrong way, I can see. If he survives by standing with Acevedo, if he can survive, and maybe testing Acevedo in a way we haven't seen him tested, because he's been inactive so many times in his career. Trying to test him in a way where he gets close enough to smother him. Test him, resolve. Test him as far as the insides go, as far as heart goes. That's what I mean. He's going to try to work on the ticker. We'll try to do it in round 4.
Evander Holyfield, once a warrior, always a warrior. Tough, strong, fearless. But he's got to give it his all if he wants to get it all back. Starting with John Ruiz. He's won his last 11 fights, 9 of them by knockout. And he won't be satisfied until he becomes the first Latino to claim the title of heavyweight champ. Holyfield versus Ruiz, Saturday, August 12th at 10 p.m. Only on Showtime, America's #1 boxing network.
TNN presents Racing Thunder Sweepstakes. You could be the grand prize winner of an all-expense-paid trip for 2 to the Duralube 500 NASCAR Winston Cup race in Phoenix. Fast cars, action, excitement. You'll be in the pits and part of the action.
Make your next pit stop at Sandia Motorsports Park with NASCAR Weekly Racing Series every Saturday night. Lots of seats and fun for the whole family. Sandia Motorsports Park. Gates open at 5. Racing starts at 7.
Big crowd here in Atlantic City enjoying this one. John Molnar and Nick Acevedo. Hey, they used to have fights every week at this casino. And quite a matchup this has been. Fast-paced. Knocked down by Acevedo in round 2. Molnar right back on him. This is Dave Fontempo and Teddy Atlas. Glad you're enjoying this one on ESPN's Friday Night Fights. And Acevedo improving his margin through 3. Molnar starts round 4 on his bicycle again, moving, but not scoring. You can see Acevedo's looking for that counter left hook all the time. And he times that jab real nice with Molnar. Molnar comes in, and Acevedo times him right at the right spot with that jab. Good thing about Acevedo, too, is when he fires that jab, he doesn't lunge, and Acevedo does not take more than he could get at one time. No, he doesn't get greedy. There's that time jab again. Big shots by Acevedo. As Molnar coming in is very gutsy, but walking into Acevedo's best shots. See, Acevedo just waits for Molnar to come in, and then when he starts to get into range, he times him either with a jab or a left hook. Molnar trying to smother Acevedo here and land some body shots. Despite what's happened, he continues to come straight ahead. There's that time jab. Just watch it. It's beautiful. Acevedo is all time. He waits till Molnar starts to force the issue. As Molnar walks in, right there, Acevedo times him. Molnar lands one of his best shots of the fight coming out of that sequence, a good right hand. Right now the edge, though, Dave, is Acevedo throwing the punches at the right time. And Acevedo continues to dominate, and Molnar continues to surprise by coming forward and engaging in this type of a struggle. Gutsy kid is Molnar, no doubt about it. But he's walking into a lot of fights. Shot. Big shot again by Acevedo. Well, Molnar is pleasing the crowd, but probably not pleasing the judges. It's not how many punches you throw, it's when you throw and how many land. Right now, Acevedo has the edge there. Acevedo scoring with good power as we come to the end of round 4.
Coming to Showtime, Evander Holyfield. Always a warrior. Tough, strong, fearless. But he's got to give it his all if he wants to get it all back. Starting with John Ruiz. He's won his last 11 fights, 9 of them by knockout. And he won't be satisfied until he becomes the first Latino to claim the title of heavyweight champ. Holyfield versus Ruiz for the WBA Heavyweight Championship. Coming soon on Showtime, America's #1 boxing network.
That's weird. Honey, this lipstick doesn't look like your shade. Oh, $300 for a massage? I don't remember a massage. Honey, get in here. I'm watching the videotape for my bachelor party.
Thick-headed? Sure. But nothing compared to the rich, thick, frosty mug taste of an A&W root beer. With A&W, it's good to be thick-headed.
Boy, was that embarrassing. Here, let me rewind it.
This is what I'm talking about. Watch how Nick Acevedo times the real game, anxious Molnar as he comes in. Molnar leads himself a little bit, leaves himself a little open, and Nicky Acevedo, with that good vision, pot shots him. Acevedo landing twice the number of shots in that round.
Let him go. Let him go.
So here we are in the 5th.
Watch your head, gentlemen. Watch your head.
Acevedo doing a nice job on the countering side. Molnar making it easier for him by coming straight to him. Yeah, Molnar should come in the side door every once in a while. But a smart thing by Molnar there. Once he had Acevedo backing up with feet rolling under him, he kept punching, knowing Acevedo had to be set to punch. Molnar in with the guy who probably has more speed than a lot of the guys he's fought in the past. So he's trying to adjust to that. Well, right now he's into his game, but Acevedo has been too much for him. Well, right now it's the timing, not the speed of Acevedo that's given Molnar a real hard time. Look how he times him. Every time he comes in that front door, Acevedo has something for him. That timing becomes speed if you're up against it, and it seems like it's too fast for you. There's Acevedo with a hook. Timing can beat speed. Must be frustrating. Your Molnar that Acevedo never seems to gamble. He's very cool. Right. He doesn't waste much. So far, he's been pretty calculated.
And Molnar hasn't been able to make it the kind of fight to take advantage, which he can do sometimes, of an opponent being too calculated. Because Molnar keeps walking right into counter shots. As I said, let Molnar come in that side door once in a while instead of the front door. Bacon coming in the front, coming off an angle. He does need to use the angles more in this fight. It's not happening for him. And Acevedo just picking him apart. Molnar trying to will his way into the kitchen of Acevedo and then trying to score. Look how Acevedo is controlling distance. He's able to punch right at the distance he wants to be able to punch at. Where Molnar's taking a chance, coming in, and Acevedo is set on his feet and able to get off first. Watch how Acevedo will control his range. He waits at range, and he picks his spots. 3 nice shots by Acevedo. He sets the trap, and then he gets Molnar in it. So some exquisite boxing by Nick Acevedo as he continues to pad his lead.
Remember what it's like to be a teen? It's a time when no one seems to understand you, when you're under constant pressure to fit in, and when your family sometimes can't help because it's just too difficult to talk about. If you really want to connect with your kids, call 1-800-448-3000, the Boys Town National Hotline. 24 hours a day, they're ready with help and advice when you need it most. They'll even send you this free booklet filled with practical parenting tips. The Boys Town National Hotline. They know what it's like to be a teen.
Oh, leave me alone. Why miss calls when you're online? Get free internet call waiting when you switch to Sprint 1000. Oh, yeah. Call now at 1-800-PIN-DROP.
The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series offers up a Saturday night special when the top drivers in the world head to Music City for their last race on historic Nashville Speedway, USA. The Federated Auto Parts 250, tomorrow at 8 on ESPN2.
And we start the second half of the scheduled 10-round welterweight battle. John Molnar of Middletown, New Jersey, having his hands full with Nick Acevedo of New York in what has nonetheless been a crowd-pleasing battle. Molnar giving a very honest effort, coming straight ahead, but Acevedo picking them off and doing a nice job. You know what? I don't think you're going to see Molnar coming inside doors or getting angles. I think he's just going to try to back up Acevedo and somehow turn it around that way. Well, we'll have to try to overcome a disadvantage in the scorecards. A shutout going on Teddy Alice's card. We've had a knockdown in this fight as well, so 5 points. Very big. You know, the funny thing, even though Acevedo looks like the stronger guy, the stronger puncher, no doubt about it, he likes to have distance to get off those punches. But he likes to time punches like that. He likes to throw counters. Well, there's a certain rhythm to it. Now, with Acevedo comfortable with this rhythm, Molnar should do something to throw off the rhythm. What Molnar should do is very simple, because there's a consistent theme in this fight. Molnar comes forward, and that's what Acevedo does. He punches. Big shots by Acevedo. Molnar in some trouble. Acevedo lands a couple. He's going for a finish right here. Acevedo turns up another gear. Acevedo stopped that combination that time. He tied himself up. He should have kept his hands free. Molnar is tired. He is starting to show blood from the nose. He is standing straight up, and Acevedo is teeing off. What I was saying before, Dave, the consistency in this fight is that Molnar's coming straight in, and Acevedo is able to time him coming in. You ask what Molnar should do to change up. All he should do is fake his coming in and come in off the side, or step out and get Acevedo to throw punches at the air, and then counter the counter-puncher. That little difference would change the entire order of how the punches are being thrown, but that's a subtle mark, and he needs to work on that. And you know that will be pounded into him as he reviews this fight. Right now, Molnar's thinking with his heart more than he's thinking with any other part of his body. Plenty of heart. There comes a point where that will finally turn against you. Oh, but Molnar, it hasn't happened yet, but it's happening tonight. Hey, in this business, you have to be smart, not just tough. And the right eye is swollen real badly on Molnar. And we come to the end of the 6th round. Neither guy has gone to the 7th. The 6th round is over.
Hey, Mr. Two-Belt, why don't you change your oil every 3,000 miles? And remember, women know when you lie. Look, missing an oil change is like giving a woman a vacuum cleaner for her birthday. You know better. Come on, consider the risk. This is reformulated Quaker State. Protection beyond 3,000 miles under any driving conditions. Can you say insurance? Because I could say I told you so. Reformulated Quaker State. It's been tested. It works. What more do you need to know?
How does your gray beard or mustache reflect on you?
Man, I look old. Gold.
Now, get rid of gray with new vitamin-enriched Just for Men gel. Specially made to penetrate, soften, and rejuvenate that coarse, hard-to-color gray. Brush in just...
Virgin territory for both John Molnar and Nick Acevedo. And Molnar in the white has seemed to be in the deeper water. Nick Acevedo really doing a nice job. Well, he's doing what he should do, what's given to him. He's countering the guy who's coming straight in the same way, round after round after round. Plenty of heart, as I said before, for Molnar. But you got to be smart, not just gutsy in this business. Old-time trainers will tell you, gutsy guys, dime a dozen. You need to mix some intellect with that. Now, Molnar was lambasted in the corner between rounds as people just trying to get him to step it up a level, but not exactly telling him how to get there. And he does need to show the angles, but just hasn't been something he's done throughout this fight. He's not going to do it. You can see it. He's either going to outcut and wear down somehow the strong Acevedo, or he's going to get beat. Very risky way to fight, though. You like to outwill the guy, but you're throwing the scorecards away in advance. And he doesn't have the power to pull it out of the fire either. The only way he can pull it out of the fire is to mentally break Acevedo down. He's trying to get in and do his best work, and Acevedo willing to stand in here right now. Good shot by Molnar. Yeah, good right hand, because Acevedo was a little long with the left hook. Now, we're not seeing Acevedo show the distance he had earlier. He's willing to get inside now and take his chances there after being so successful outside. And what he's doing is he's allowing Molnar to get inside. But there he went back to the countering, and it worked real well. Acevedo showing his first sign of fatigue as he tests round 7 for the first time along with Molnar. This is a big request for these guys to go 10, having only been 6.
Let him go. Let him go. Let him go.
So we'll see the attrition continually emerge in this fight. We'll see more of referee Lindsey Page. There's the distance punching again. There it is. Good shot by Acevedo. Got that all the time. That's what's been winning the fight for him. So in round 7, Molnar tasted some success on the inside. Acevedo reminded him again on the outside how he's gotten ahead. It's an exciting fight. End of the 7th.
Fiber optic technology to your neighborhood. Construction improvements are now underway in these areas of southwest Albuquerque.
We start the 8th round. Nick Acevedo and John Molnar in a thrilling bout here from the Tropicana Casino in Atlantic City. Dave Bontempo and Teddy Atlas, glad you've joined us on Friday Night Fights. And this one has been one where the crowd got up on their feet at the end of round 7. We talked earlier about both guys having good amateur backgrounds. Of course, Mr. Molnar won the 1992 Ohio State